we present The Castle by Kim Fuller. This week on The Castle, a seal, a sword fight, and a tin of Pilchards.
Morning, Lady Anne. Morning, Lady Charlotte.
Morning, Merlin.
Hi. How about breakfast?
Oh, it's nice to be out on the terrace.
I have fried orc rashers, unicorn flakes, or eggs Gandalf, poached.
They don't look poached?
Indeed they are, my lady. I got them from the poacher this morning.
Oh my God, look! A man just crawled out of a window in the South Tower.
It must be a burglar. Merlin, do something.
I'll enchant the tower's roof tiles to make them fall on his head. Tiles cado iam! Fall on his head! Ow! Ow! Ow!
That's not a burglar. It's father.
Don't worry. I will levitate him to safety. Sir John, levitate ut salus! Up in the air.
Merlin, that's amazing. He's just floating down from the roof.
Across the moat and... into the moat.
I must work on my levitation. But what was he doing climbing out of the guest wing in the South Tower?
Well, that's where Lady Lumley of Purdy is staying.
What could father have wanted in Lady Lumley's room at this time of morning?
Good morning, everyone. Lovely morning for a swim.
In your nightshirt.
And why are you wearing a cartwheel round your neck?
I really wish people would stop throwing the shopping carts in our moat.
Sir John, why were you climbing out of Lady Lumley's window?
I was trying to avoid another discussion about the Gurkhas.
I thought you liked her.
I do. Yes, she's a lovely woman, but she's too adventurous for me. Last night she started begging me to take her up the Nile.
Any chance we could talk about something else?
I can't go on holiday with her. She's a married woman.
Here's your breakfast, sire, and today's post. Another sackful of petitions for Lady Anne's hand in marriage.
I'll look at those later.
Anything for me?
An offer from Viking office equipment. 3 envelope folders for the price of 5.
Ooh.
No more post?
Just 1 letter from the king.
How'd you know it's from the king?
It came with the royal seal. I've been feeding him sardines all morning.
Why does the king send a seal with his letters?
Because I'm afraid our new King Russell is an idiot. A declaration from His Majesty King Russell de Brand. Our new Kingy Wingy, that he is to visit Woodstock as part of his nation-widey tax reviewy wooey.
What does that mean?
Well, every villager must pay a fiscal contribution to the exchequer in order for a tax assessment to be raised and proportionate revenue levied. Did you follow that?
Yeah, no, I think so. You just said blah, 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 blah-de-blah, blah, blah, blah.
Close enough.
Johnny! Johnny, where are you?
Oh, it's Lady Lumley.
Just, tell her I'm not here. If anyone wants me, I'll be in the larder. Move over, Flipper.
And here's a tapestry showing me during the Second Crusade single-handedly defeating the Caliph of Baghdad and his army. Thus finally bringing peace and stability to the Middle East, which will last 1,000 years. Or until some idiot sends another army into that godforsaken part of the world.
Mr. De Warren, why is this hall full of paintings of candy-covered chocolate?
It's the Minstrels Gallery. A sweet that melts in your mouth and not in your hand is a wondrous thing indeed, especially in the desert. And now, if you pass on through to the gift shop, you can buy pure linen tea towels depicting the siege of Damascus, stained with real blood, human skull ice lolly moulds, and genuine pieces of the Holy Cross carved into novelty salad spoons.
My lord.
Duncan. Another bunch of satisfied visitors to add to the coffers of the castle.
I think we may have a problem there. Apparently His Majesty King Russell is to visit Woodstock to conduct a tax review.
That doesn't affect me. I've never paid tax. I'm non-dom. To all intents and purposes, I reside in a bungalow just outside Antioch.
Yeah. But since that business with Lord Ashcroft, the king is insisting that people who live in the country should pay tax here.
Well, that's outrageous. But the world's gone mad.
But furthermore, he's taxing people according to the size of their house, or castle in our case.
But that will be the ruin of us. This castle is huge. I can barely afford to keep up the upkeep of my keep.
Can you repeat that?
I'd rather not.
This may be a good time to downsize, sire.
Downsize? But don't be ridiculous. Do you think I'd ever be able to win the hand of Lady Anne if I were living in some semi-detached Motte Bailey masonette in Herne Bay?
Are you implying, sire, that she's more impressed by a rambling ruin with a derelict frontage and a drawbridge that only stays up for 10 minutes at a time?
Duncan, that only happened once, and you promised you'd never mention it again. Besides, the drawbridge has been fine since it was repaired by that Italian engineer, Master Viagra.
Oh, Johnny, I've been looking everywhere for you. What are you doing in the larder? Isn't that the king's seal?
Yes. I was just scrubbing him down when I locked myself in.
You're not trying to avoid me, are you, you naughty knight?
No. Of course not.
I want to discuss the Gurkhas with you.
But we discussed the Gurkhas all night and 3 times this morning. Look, perhaps you should return home to your husband for a while.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Johnny. My husband is part of the king's retinue. He's on his way here.
What? But your husband is a bully. He was in the Bullingdon Club at primary school, and he beat me regularly in the playground.
But you will avenge those beatings, Johnny. And I, Lady Lumley of Purdy, will help you. Together we will be the Avengers. And when you slay him, you and I can ride off together on my trusty steed.
Is that the horse with the bowler hat?
And the umbrella, yes.
Unless, of course, your husband slays me. Then what?
Then you will have died for love. That seal is chatty.
Yep. That wasn't the seal. I'm feeling a bit nervous.
I'll open the door.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a bit claustrophobic in here.
Oh, isn't it exciting? I've heard about King Russell. They call him Monarch of the Realm, Wearer of the Crown, Charmer of the Pants. Wonder what he looks like.
Look at this. It's the heroic and true chronicle of His Royal Majesty the King, or my Cronky Wonky.
Ooh. Oh, it says the king was a hero of the Crusades. Well, apparently he faced down a whole legion of heathens in the Holy Land and, totally smoked them.
Really?
Yeah, he used to be a heavy smoter, but then he gave up smoting, and today his whole palace is like a totally smoke-free zone.
Hey, look! The king is medium height, with back-combed hair, manicured nails, milky skin, and is pox-free with many of his own teeth.
Sounds like a total dreamboat.
Oh, we've got to get to meet him.
Ah, Thomas, do you mind if I hide under your workbench?
Of course not, sire. I happen to be in the midst of a pioneering scientific discovery.
Really? I don't see anything scientific. Isn't that Lord Hadron?
Morning, Woodstock!
Morning.
Lord Hadron and his trusty steed Collider are helping me with my pioneering study into the origins of the universe. Right, my lord. 3, 2, 1, go! Lord Hadron is the fastest horseman in England. I have set him to ride around the village at top speed whilst a platoon of soldiers gallop round it in the contrary direction.
May one ask why?
To create random collisions.
Well, what do you call this process which involves collisions created by things randomly colliding with Lord Hadron and Collider?
The Lord Smasher.
But what would it achieve, apart from giving Lord Hadron a headache?
It will give him a peerless insight into the origins of the universe, my lord.
How, exactly?
It's very technical, sire. Go on, Lord Hadron. What? Oh, no, he's missed them again. What are the chances?
Of 5 horsemen not crashing headlong into a fully armoured knight on a shire horse. I'd say fairly good.
Henry, why have we ridden, into the, woods, Chiz?
Because, Toby, my simple chum, I need to find a tree.
Cool. Are we going to climb it and, hang from the branches and, gob on everyone who passes by?
Negatory.
What are we going to do then, dude?
Carve a love heart in it for Lilo.
A love heart? No! Love hearts are so infra-dig.
They are not infra-dig, you tick. Love hearts are mega-dig. And this one is going to say, Henry Woodstock for Lady Lilo forever. And Lady Lilo is going to read it, cheers, cheers, cheers. I know exactly how I feel and realise she feels exactly the same.
But how do you know she'll see it, Cheers? I mean, there's like tons of trees in this wood. It's like full of them.
Oh, she'll see it, you tick. Now, let me, get carving.
You going to carve your name with that axe, Henry?
No, the axe is for you, you wingnut.
What for, man?
To chop down all the trees I'm not carving on.
All right.
What?
My Lord de Warren.
Lady Anne and Lady Charlotte.
Cool codpiece.
You're too kind.
What's that cage around it?
'Tis to contain my hawk when I go hunting. As you see, it incorporates a little bell, a mirror, and, of course, a sturdy perch.
Sir William, to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit from your jingly codpiece?
I come to have a word with your father, milady. Is he here?
Difficult to say, as he's taken to hiding around the house. Last I saw, he was up the dining room chimney doing Pilates.
Well, as you know, the king was due to stay at my castle, but he, can't for various reasons, and I wondered if he might stay here instead.
Here? Oh, my God. Oh, my God, did you hear that? The king coming here?
Charlotte, control yourself.
The king! Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God!
How can we refuse lodging to the king?
Well, we can't.
I know. Indeed, sire, it would be an honour.
Thank you, milady. Give your father my regards up the chimney. And by the way, your radiance doth shine like a summer day.
Yeah, thanks, bye. The king!
Coming here!
Father!
I'm not here.
The king can't stay at de Warren, so he's coming here.
What?
Well, you won't be meeting him.
But why not?
King Russell has a reputation as a depraved despoiler and corrupter of young women.
But why can't we meet him?
That's my last word on the subject. Now, go away and cancel the chimney sweep.
I can't believe the king will be under our roof and we're not allowed to meet him.
Just because we're women?
Well, if we can't meet him as women, then we'll have to meet him as men.
Dun, dun, dun!
Why are you doing that, Charlotte?
I don't know, I just felt like it.
Good day, Sir John, and welcome to the tiny hovel and hardly a castle at all of my Lord de Warren.
Sir John, have you at last come around to my offer of 100 head of Aberdeen Angus for Lady Anne's hand in wedlock?
Generous though that is, no. It's just that, well, it is a tad embarrassing. But of late I have been seeing the Lady Lumley of Purdy, with whom I have had several dozen extramarital discussions about Gurkhas.
My warmest congratulations.
Thank you. But the downside is I'm being challenged to a duel by her husband, Lord Tufty of Tuftington.
You mean Tufty the killing zone?
Yes.
Tufty the castrator? Tufty the disemboweler? Tufty
Yes, him. Well, it's been several years since I was called upon to use my fencing prowess.
How many years?
37. This is why I crave your counsel. Could you turn my body into a lethal weapon in the next 18 hours?
I could, but it would involve dropping you onto Lord Tufty from a third-floor window.
Let me rephrase the question. Can I learn the necessary fencing skills to avoid being skewered by Lord Tufty?
Second-floor window?
Anne, are you sure this is a good idea, raiding your father's old armoury cupboard?
The only way we'll be admitted into the king's presence is if he thinks we're knights. Now, come on, let's try some of this armour on.
What's this?
The breastplate.
Looks a bit small. Have you got anything in a D cup?
Now, Sir John, attack with all your might. Put the fear of God into thy foe.
Havachi!
Take that, bastard! Yield, Sir John. Yield! Sir John, it's no use. I fear you will never get this tin to give up its pilchards.
You're right. Let's forget lunch and get on with you teaching me defence.
Very well. Let us commence. Start the training music. On guard. It helps if you keep hold of your sword. And stand your ground.
Yes, good tip. Hold sword, stand ground.
That's right. Even when I do this. Whoa. Sir John, get out from under the table. We have one more exercise yet to perform. Try this.
I was punching this row of suspended pig
carcasses, helping with my sword skills.
It's not. You're just tenderizing the meat for tomorrow's barbecue.
Right, Charlotte. Armour checklist. You should be wearing a bassinet, gorget, cuirass, hauberk...
Copy that.
Poline, doublet, greave, sabaton, vambrace, guard brace, rarer brace, and great helm.
Check. Only one thing.
What?
I need the loo really badly.
You'll have to wait. So now that we look like men, we need to learn to talk like them. Come on.
Right here. Oh,
Are you all right?
I think I bruised my cuirass.
Are you now suitably prepared, sire?
Yes, for a duel over who can best tenderize pork. Oh, look, it is Thomas.
Sire, we have refined my design for the Lord Smasher.
Yes, I noticed Lord Hadron is now wearing a blindfold.
Yes, sire.
As is his horse.
Indeed, I realised the randomness of the collisions was being compromised by the fact the particles could see each other. Behold Lord Hadron riding toward the approaching soldiers and...
Oh, that must have hurt.
Okay, here comes Lilo, dude.
I'll do the talking. Yo! Lalo!
Hello, Henry, you pathetic worm.
Cheers, cheers, cheers! Can you do that again?
What?
Get off your horse.
Why?
You didn't seem to be wearing any underhose.
Yeah, well, underhose is for pussies.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Henry wants to show you something, babe.
Over there. See anything?
Duh, a tree. Oh, didn't there used to be more of them?
Tell me about it.
Look at the tree, see? It's got, like, carving in.
Where?
It was just here. Toby, where's the tree gone, you wingnut?
Oh, it must be in that pile of them over there.
You complete tank. Why did you chop the wrong tree down?
It's a bit technical.
Hadlins, want to come round tomorrow? We can, like, watch tapestries and chillax.
Yeah, and why would I want to do that with a loser?
Because the king's staying with us.
I'll be there. Give me a leg up.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
right.
sure, I'll help.
See you tomorrow.
Cheers. I'm in love.
So am I.
Duncan, I'm exhausted. If anyone else comes round, I'm not in.
Milady Anne and Charlotte are here to see you.
Lady Anne, how wonderful.
Just a brief visit, Sir William. We have great curiosity to know what men talk about when they are together.
Great curiosity.
As you would expect, milady, men converse on a very wide range of topics, in particular, vegetables.
What kind of vegetables?
Melons, mainly, but men also discuss related subjects like jugs, cannonballs, hooters, norks, jumper bumpers, love mountains, dueling banjos, windbags, jigglers, and puppies.
Indeed, an eclectic mix of topics.
We're all very well read, milady.
And you, Duncan, I imagine you have many male friends.
Why, what have you heard?
So tell me, how would you converse to another man in an all-male assembly?
Well, the important thing is, when another fellow says something about himself, you must say something about yourself that outdoes it and makes you sound much better than him, even if you have to make it up. Then, before he can respond, change the subject to giant jugs.
Roger that.
And if you can manage to work in the phrase, there aren't many of those to the pound, that will endear you to your fellows.
Why?
It's very technical, but it works.
Thank you, my lord. That is very useful.
Can I interest you in staying for lunch, milady? We appear to have rather a lot of surplus pilchards.
Yes, I'd love to.
No, thank you, my lord. You see, we have a banquet to attend tonight.
Do we? Oh, yes. No, we do. Yeah, no. But I will have a pilchard if there's one going.
Hark! The king's heralds approach! And look, on yonder hill, his standard bearers!
So rare in this day and age to see a royal with standards.
Please silence for His Royal Majesty King Russell IV.
Oh, blimey. Oh, shut up, you right old tart. Hello, I'm Russell, the old kingy-wingy.
My liege, I am Sir John Woodstock. This is my son, Henry.
Your dude, Majesty.
I'm not sure where my daughter and her friend are, although those two knights skulking in the background look strangely familiar.
Your Majesty, I'm Sir Tony of Armpit. How's it hanging, bro?
And I am Sir Wayne of Crotch.
His best mate forever.
Yeah, BMFs. Not many of those to the pound. High five.
Oh, God, what a right pair of roisterers. I like your sense of the absurd, plus the fact that you wear your helmets indoors. Let us men retire to the banqueting hall and regale ourselves with riotous repartee and have a right royal rumpus.
Huzzah!
Come along, Lord Tufty, you whiny old windbag.
Sire, I must stay here and face this cowardly dog, Sir John Woodstock, who has been discussing the Gurkhas with my wife.
Oh, please yourself. Come on, lads.
Look, this really is all a terrible misunderstanding.
I hereby challenge you to a duel. A fight to the death. Tomorrow at dawn.
Listen, dawn's not good for me. Not really a morning person. Do you have a slot at dusk or, any other time when there's really low visibility?
You're pathetic. Be there at dawn and bring your last will and testament.
I think you rattled him, my dear.
More sack! Bring more sack! Or you will be sacked! Did you see what I did there with the sack thing? It's quite clever, wasn't it? Yeah.
So, Your Majesty, are you enjoying your stay at the castle?
So far, it's been a crazy kaleidoscope of wine and wit. Get much action around here, do you, De Warren?
A little hair coursing, the occasional joust, and I once thrashed a barista who gave me full fat when I had specifically asked for a skinny. But apart from that...
No, I mean action. With maidens. Buxom brunette binch. Totty Watty.
Oh, totty. Yes. There's some top totty round here, isn't there, boys?
Oh, great totty.
Fantastic totty. Not many of those to the pound.
High five.
High five.
But for true lady beauty, look no further than Lady Anne Woodstock. Hair of spun silk, lips like plump red pillows, legs that go all the way up to heaven, and a rack no man would mind being stretched upon.
Whoa! This sounds amazing. My testosterone is erupting like an Icelandic volcano.
She's all right if you like that sort of thing, but many of us blokies prefer her friend, the stunning, awesome goddess known as Charlotte.
Charlotte? May I recommend you check the visor of your helmet for trapped leaves? Charlotte's a bit saucy, to be sure.
Oh, yes, saucy. She's saucy, all right.
But set her next to Lady Anne, and she looks like a thumb.
A thumb? You utter...
Sir Wayne, buddy, the boys are entitled to their opinion, and it seems a pretty widely held one.
Oh, God, I am so bladdered right now. Woo!
Me too.
And me.
It's a great feast, boys. You're much more fun than my poxy entourage.
Yeah, then take us to court. We'd love to come, wouldn't we, Sir Tony?
You're Sir Tony.
Am I? Oh, bladdering bladders of bladderation. I'm bladdered too.
I like you two chaps. Why don't you join me on my cavalier escapades, flouncing around the world on a hedonistic urge?
Yes! High five!
High five!
Now, I must away to deflower some peasanty hotties before I get up at some god-awful hour to check on this naughty knight who's been telling porkies about living in Antioch, when in fact he's got a ruddy great taxable castle right here. Laters!
Oh, bladdering bladders of bladderation.
Lovely morning for a ride, De Warren, don't you think?
I have an uneasy sense of foreboding and slept very little last night.
Me neither. Honestly, I must have got through half the maidens in the village. Fair drained my pond down to the lining. Now, where's this castle of yours? I have a feeling I'm going to make a tidy little sum from the taxes.
My lord, my castle is just around this corner, but as you gaze upon it, remember the trees around it are very, very small, so it will look quite... Oh, my God, what's happened?
Willie, why didn't you tell me? Your once proud castle, a pile of charred and blackened earth. It ain't right.
I can't believe it.
My lord, a word.
Yes, what is it, Merlin?
Sir William, when I heard of your plight during last night's drunken merriment, I vowed to craft a spell rendering your castle invisible to the human gaze. Replaced it with a burning ruin.
Merlin, I love you.
Thank you, sire.
In a manly way, of course. Yes, sire, it's a charred and a blackened ruin. That's the last time I let Duncan burn heretics in the lounge.
Well, I'd better look elsewhere for taxes to support my outrageously extravagant lifestyle. Let's go back. Get up!
All right then, Woodstock. Pick up thy sword and prepare to meet your maker.
You can take that smile off your face, Tufty. I've had some practice in the art of swordsmanship.
What are you doing?
I always have a pilchard sandwich before a duel.
Sire. I've constructed a special duelling ring for you, made with sacks filled with sand, which you enter through that gate.
Ah, and you think a purpose-built arena will give me some advantage?
No, but the sand will soak up your blood more quickly.
Right. Well, thanks for that.
Tis a brave man who agrees to a duel when he knows he has the fighting instincts of a tulip.
Yes.
Come on, Sir John. Time to die.
Oh, this is fun. A bit of a jousty-wousty.
Merlin, can you do something?
Sorry, sire. I exhausted all my powers at De Warren's castle.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Still, can't delay any longer. What's that idiot galloping around the corner?
It looks like Lord Hadron, heading straight for the gate of the dueling arena.
Hey, you are the horse. What are you doing, you idiot?
Sir John.
What is it, Thomas?
I regret to inform everyone, Lord Tufty is dead. He collided with Lord Hadron. On the positive side, death was instantaneous, after about 9 seconds of unimaginable suffering.
Oh, Father, you're safe.
That was a bit of luck, old boy.
Yes, good. Job old Tufty was standing here at this gate, made of sacks.
Oh, thank heaven for the Saxe Gate.
Oi, don't mention Saxgate. What's all that racket?
It's the villagers, and they look angry.
The king hath defiled our daughter.
What? Moi?
Last night he was out spreading carnal lusts among them.
What, all of them?
Right, well, better be going, old chaps. Thanks for your hospitality. I'll be on my way, and I'd like to take the sluttiest, most carnal girl in the village with me.
I'll get my coat.
No, I was thinking about that Lindsay Lilo emo hussy. Apparently she wears no underhose, which is a real statement, and also saves time.
Hey, you can't take her. She's my imaginary girlfriend.
Hey, I'm the king. I can do what I like. Come on, you little minx. Jump on.
I'm with you, babe.
And how about you, my dear Lady Lumley?
Well, Johnny, now my husband has croaked it, I inherit all his wealth, so I'll have to go back and work out how to spend it.
Ah, goodbye, my dear. And, you take Flipper with you. He really seems to like you.
It means a lot that I have your seal of approval. Goodbye.
That was The Castle by Kim Fuller and Paul Alexander. It starred James Fleet as Sir John Woodstock, Neil Dudgeon as Sir William de Warren, Martha Howe Douglas as Lady Anne, Ingrid Oliver as Charlotte, Jonathan Kidd as Duncan and Thomas, Stephen Kimman as Henry, and Lewis MacLeod as Merlin. The music was by Guy Jackson and the producer was David Tyler. The programme was a positive production for the BBC! We present The Castle by Kim Fuller. This week on The Castle, a seal, a sword fight, and a tin of pilchards.
Morning, Lady Anne. Morning, Lady Charlotte.
Morning, Merlin.
Hi.
How about breakfast?
Oh, it's nice to be out on the terrace.
I have fried orc rashers, unicorn flakes, or eggs Gandalf, poached.
They don't look poached.
Indeed they are, my lady. I got them from the poacher this morning.
Oh my God, look! A man just crawled out of a window in the South Tower.
It must be a burglar. Merlin, do something.
I'll enchant the tower's roof tiles to make them fall on his head. Tiles cado iam! Fall on his head! Ow! Ow! Ow!
That's not a burglar. It's Father.
Don't worry. I will levitate him to safety. Sir John, levitate ut salus! Up in the air.
Merlin, that's amazing. He's just floating down from the roof.
Across the moat and... into the moat.
I must work on my levitation. But what was he doing climbing out of the guest wing in the South Tower?
Well, that's where Lady Lumley of Purdy is staying.
What could Father have wanted in Lady Lumley's room at this time of morning?
Good morning, everyone. Lovely morning for a swim.
In your nightshirt.
And why are you wearing a cartwheel round your neck?
I really wish people would stop throwing the shopping carts in our moat.
Sir John, why were you climbing out of Lady Lumley's window?
I was trying to avoid another discussion about the Gurkhas.
I thought you liked like her?
I do. Yes, she's a lovely woman, but she's too adventurous for me. Last night she started begging me to take her up the Nile.
Any chance we could talk about something else?
I can't go on holiday with her. She's a married woman.
Here's your breakfast, sire, and today's post. Another sackful of petitions for Lady Anne's hand in marriage.
I'll look at those later.
Anything for me?
An offer from Viking office equipment. 3 envelope folders for the price of 5.
Ooh.
No more post?
Just 1 letter from the king.
How'd you know it's from the king?
It came with the royal seal. I've been feeding him sardines all morning.
Why does the king send a seal with his letters?
Because I'm afraid our new King Russell is an idiot. A declaration from His Majesty King Russell de Brand.